Yeah, fun.
Our next guest on Biz One-on-One, Jamal Khan of the Jamal Khan Financial Group, has a master's degree from the University of Toronto in, you guessed it, the arts. When he realized that his professional aspirations lay in business, Jamal, like many entrepreneurs, had to figure out a lot on his own. As a result of learning on the fly and his education, he's learned to take a reverse engineering philosophy to his work. He's here today to talk about his unique story, his approach to finance, and why it's been so effective. Welcome to Biz 101, Jamal.
Thank you very much, Randy. It's a pleasure to be here.
You took an arts degree. I guess you didn't plan on being a financial guru.
No, not at all. 15 years ago, I had no intention of being in the financial services industry. I wanted to be an academic professor at a university.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a lot of young people, I wanted to make a big social impact in the world. And at that time, I thought to myself, what better way of doing that than being a professor and teaching new young people and students, what at the time was my left-wing views of the world, and empower them to make social changes. So I was on that track. I went to the University of Toronto, completed a master's degree, and during that time, I decided it wasn't for me, and I came back to Vancouver in January of 2008, and I really wanted to get into business and entrepreneurship. Personally, growing up, I come from a very entrepreneurial household. My dad, when I was a young child, he had an import-export business in Asia. And a lot of my youth was helping him, moving boxes, doing some inventory on the weekends. So not your typical childhood.
That's why you wanted to be a professor.
That's why I wanted to be a professor. Yeah, that's right. So when I got back to Vancouver, because I didn't have the formal training, I wanted to go to UBC and do an MBA. And lo and behold, an individual that I had known for a little while had said to me, "Why don't you have a cup of coffee with a local financial advisor? He's pretty successful." And I'm a very open-minded person, so I decided, sure, I'll go meet this individual for a cup of coffee. And basically this person told me a little bit about the industry and did a pretty good job of hooking me and recruiting me, and I started with that person for about a year. And that was 10 years ago, basically, this August.
Interesting time to get into the financial planning business, 2008.
Yeah, so I basically started 7 months before a huge crash, and it was definitely challenging, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot about human fear and greed and how those elements of human nature come out in the financial markets. And I got some really good training. I did well, and I survived at probably the worst time to enter the business. So that gave me confidence, knowing that as things in the general economy improved and things would do better, that I'd probably have a bright future ahead of me. And I did survive through that period. It wasn't easy, but I did make it, and things did, with the economy, rebound after that.
So you've moved into a part of the business now that's working with some higher net worth people, and you've formed your own company. Tell me about how that came about.
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2013, I was running a branch in Metro Vancouver. I had a team of about 7 sales managers and 140 financial security advisors that I had built up. And we were doing mostly mid-level financial planning for income earners, $50,000 to $150,000 of income. And I started to see what was happening with technology and innovation, robo-advising, where technology, I think, would play a bigger role over time, helping that part of the market. And I began to shift away more to the high net worth market. Individuals who I like to say have good money problems. For me, I see my value as being somebody who can provide a solution to a problem. And if somebody has a good money problem and I can create a solution, I'm creating some value, and that is scalable and sustainable. So I saw an opportunity there. And in 2015, late 2015, early 2016, I started to build that platform out. So I started to go out into the market and start to recruit some key individuals, including lawyers, CPAs, private bankers, financial advisors who focused on corporate solutions. And we focused on 4 specific areas: high net worth investors that have a good money problem when they pass away of having to pay too much tax to their estate, Businesses, privately held businesses that are either growing their revenues very quickly with multiple shareholders or key people in that business. Businesses that are more mature, that have idle capital and cash that they're not, for whatever reason, reinvesting back into their company. And individuals that are looking to park their assets in a tax-efficient asset class. Those were the main areas. And through those areas and the collaborative tax and estate planning work that we've done with other professionals like lawyers and CPAs, we've been able to create value that is very quantifiable for our clients. And we've grown a lot that way organically, and we've created some great relationships. And for us now, at this stage, it's all about scalability and getting that message out to other individuals that believe they can benefit from our services and our planning that we do.
In the intro, I mentioned reverse engineering. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Reverse engineering for me, as a business owner, or if I'm helping a client, is figuring out what your end goal in mind is first. So having a vision, let's say a 5-year vision of where you want to be, where you want your business to be, what you want your life to look like. Being very clear and getting as many details down as possible.
Of what it's going to look like?
Yeah, of what it's going to look like. So if you have a 5-year vision for your business, writing down pen to paper, how many employees do I want to have? How many clients do I want to have? How much revenue do I want to have? How many earnings? What cities do I want to be working on? Giving you a roadmap or a destination of where you want to be. And then reverse engineering that process simply means chunking that down into chunks. So a 5-year plan, a 4-year plan, a 3-year plan. You chunk it all the way down to daily steps that you can take. And I like to use the acronym of a SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. And you'll find out by using that formula if your 5-year vision actually is doable or not, if it's attainable or if it's not attainable. Most people, when we're dealing with clients or we're dealing with other professionals, because we deal with a lot of different professionals in the type of work that we do, they have no clear vision usually of where they want to go or how they're going to get there. So the work that they're doing today, they don't actually know if it's productive or not, because they don't know if it's leading them closer to their destination or if they're spinning their wheels or if they're moving in a counterproductive way. So reverse engineering simply means start off with what your vision or what your goal is and work backwards to see what you have to do to achieve it.
Well, Jamal, congratulations on a pretty skyrocketing type of career. You just started in 2008 and you're already running your own quite substantial firm that's on the rise, and really great to hear your story and to learn a little bit more about your industry here on Biz 101. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
You bet.